Beck here from StartingStrongman.com. Going to be talking about one of the most underrated strongman shows that fans should be paying attention to. And that's pretty much everything that Ultimate Strongman does. You can find more information about them at ultimatestrongman.tv. It's Glenn Ross's promotion over in the UK. Check out my previous podcast I did with Glenn Ross. Just put in Glenn Ross on this channel and you'll find it, or I'll try to put it on the cards right here. But Summer Mania is an awesome show. It's really fast. Last year it ran, pretty sure that was Derek Poundstone's comeback contest where he tore his bicep on the tire, unfortunately, so there's some hype for it, but you know, there's good theatrics through it. It's ran really fast, and there's really cool events. Glenn is very passionate about the sport, and I think these need more attention given to them. He's definitely figured out a way to make strongman work in a stadium. You can get tickets at ultimatestrongman.tv. It's taking place this Saturday, June 3rd, at St. Mary's Stadium in Southampton. We got a pretty stacked lineup and some cool events. Finalists include Lawrence Chalet, Raphael Gorgeous, Pa O'Dwyer, Vitalis Lawless, Ronald Hanla, Konstantin Janashia, Martins Lises, Paul Smith, Mikhail Shivlikov, Mateusz Kilkowski, Terry Hollins, and Nick Hadge of the USA. He's representing America there. Yeah, so pretty awesome lineup. We got some, World's Strongest Man finalists. We get to see how Rano does against the World's Strongest Man kind of competitors, since he didn't compete there. Probably the most deserving contestant who didn't. And they're going to be doing some cool events, including a farmer's walk for 40 meters with 150 kilos, and that's with some glass bottles. So that's a pretty fair, that's a long distance with that. Expect Kilkowski to be up there on that. Laws, depending on it, Laws should be good. Martins, I think, as well. It's not the heaviest, but for 40 meters, there's a lot more endurance built in, so it'll favor some of the different athletes. Konstantin Janashia, of course, if his hands have finally healed from the Worlds, I think would do well. 75 seconds, no drops. And we have a silver dollar deadlift, which of course is a 18-inch height. And I think it's progressive, and they're going to keep adding weight with it starting at 400 kilos and going head-to-head. Maybe it's for reps, 880 for reps. That'd be interesting doing that. I expect Janashia to do well. This, of course, will be an important event for Kilkowski. Be curious to see how he performs on with the higher height. Don't think I've seen him do that event before. Lawless, if the calf is all healed up, should do well, and Shivlikov as well. Rano's very good at elevated pulls. He might even just win that event. And the log medley, and this I think is a really cool event. It's 5 logs in ascending, and they're going head-to-head, so that means you had to have 10 logs made for this contest. And they're going from 120, basically 20 kilo jump, so that's 44 pounds or so, up to 200 kilos. Can anyone do 200 at the end? I think that will be slightly out of the question, but it's fun to have that one at the end, and it's a medley that's not going to be based on time, because with 200 kilos, it's pretty much, I think, if anyone gets that, they're going to win the whole contest. That's another event to see if Kilkowski's shoulder looks more healed up. See how he's doing. I think Martins could do well in this. Janashia actually has he did well at the Log Lift World Championships, press 200, I believe, for that. But yeah, it'll be an interesting event. I don't really see anyone getting to the 200 kilos, but you're already going 120, 140, 160 is pretty heavy. 180, I think one or two might do that. Big Laws, Lawrence Shaw, he looked a lot better at the log for reps in World's Strongest Man. He looked very good on that, which I believe was, was 352 pounds. So yeah, he might do pretty good on that event. Strongman Flag Hoist is the next event, and that's an interesting event. If you've ever watched any of the older LA Fit Expos, or I think they might even had a similar event at the Arnold at some point. It's called a fishing pole deadlift. Basically, it's like a huge telephone pole, and you have to like straddle them with your arms like this and kind of lean back and pull up until the flag is hoisted, and it's there's a flag. Basically, it's upright. It favors a bit longer, taller athlete with longer arms, I think, because there's a lot of momentum, leverage. So it's not quite a deadlift, but you kind of have two deadlifts in this event. I think at the Irish Championships, the Ultimate Strongman Irish Championships, Pa Dwyer, I think, won the event, so he's at least done it recently. For a lot of the other athletes, I think it maybe will favor someone like Terry Hollins, who's been around for a while and has seen events like this before. But for a lot of them, you wonder how much they practice it, and it's kind of a wild card event and could really, mix things up. Honestly, I have no idea who's going to win that event. I expect, Kilkowski might even do pretty decent at it, because I don't think it puts a lot of strain on the low back. It's a bit more on the biceps, and he's very strong in the upper body. So we'll just kind of have to see. And then Stones of Strength, we got, stones ranging from 115 to 175 kilos. And, that's anyone's game. I think, Kilkowski's looking good in stones. Terry Hollins will make up some points. Shivlikov is definitely... he might struggle there. I think his biceps been bothering him. It might also bother him in the flag hoist. At the end of the day, I think that kind of this event comes down to between the two people. It kind of came down to between last year was Martins. I think Martins will actually do good in the flag hoist. He's done events like that before at the Fit Expo and Oat actually has that set up, and so he definitely has the technique down. So I think it kind of comes down to Martins and Kilkowski, who's going to take 1 and 2. Last year, Martins just edged him out at the end in the stones. There's that pretty iconic picture of Martins with holding up the sword like he's He-Man. Literally looks like a real-life He-Man. And I think maybe he'll take it. I think he might just take it again, and I'm going to go with that. Of course, there's going to be, I think, Ronald Honla will be right up there in the mix. He looked, he's been competing a lot, but so have most of these guys. You can never count out, Lawrence Shaw, and Shivlikov as well. So, kind of depends who's the most healthy, who's most prepared for some of these oddball events like a flag hoist. And we'll see. And as far as information on, last year there was a live stream. From what I've heard, I don't think there is going to be a live stream this year. I could be wrong. Be sure to check out Ultimate Strongman's Facebook page and ultimatestrongman.tv to make sure. I heard that they are going to film it, and they might put it up like on Vimeo afterwards for a little bit of money. That's just something I heard, maybe $5, but it'll be professionally shot, and I'll be sharing all the links and info and results of the show. And if there is a live feed, or there is somewhere where you can watch it on demand on Vimeo, etc. afterwards on social media, follow it at Starting Strongman, follow myself at Let Kalle Lift, and we'll see who ends up winning Summer Mania 2 on Saturday.